Hello viewers, you are welcome to BMK Media Productions Studio, presenting you with our beautiful program, Humble Beginning. I remain Ben Millers, your chief host. The last episode and the previous have been very wonderful. We want to say thanks to all our viewers, all our audience, and the commentators. We are aware of our pitfalls and we take them in good faith as we are moving from strength to strength. Thank you for this wonderful prayers and support. Why not join me as we go on to welcome our guest? And in case you have not subscribed, please click on the red button that is showing below so that you will not be left out. Every rose has its thorns. Just as every good situation happens with adversity in life. And to be successful in any business venture as an entrepreneur would demand more than just starting up new ventures every day, only to expect huge amount of gains overnight. This is a platform, Humble Beginning, where to look at performance and achievement in any walk of life, to present to our viewers successful business entrepreneurs across the globe with strong assertive who are sensitive to guide those living in the ghettos and among others who are disconnected socially, economically, politically, educationally and psychologically.
So we can see the work God has done.
If we cast back our mind, know where we came from, know where we stand,
where we go.
So let's show
how much we have gained,
and we tell it abroad,
so we can give to someone who deserves our care.
Thank you. You're welcome back. So, you watched that music video and kindly evaluate and tell us what you saw.
Well, I looked through it. A little confusing. Many scenes there, but I could pick up 1, 2 things there. First of all, I saw some diligence somewhere. In the carpentry workshop, between 2 people, one concentrating on the job and the other one looking like needed to be specially cautioned and put online. Okay? And even when it was difficult, when one of them took the beating in terms of being hot when he was trying to nail up some wood, he endured it, he went through it.
Yes.
Which is saying that you don't begin to know how to ride a bicycle unless you fall a few times on it, which is interesting. I saw somebody else who again showed some level of integrity, honesty, and he picked up something on the road. It was like money. Anybody would have put it in his pocket, but
Yes.
he tried to locate
Yes.
the owner.
Yes.
And what he said, that those things come into your life,
Life.
ordinary life, business life. If you don't have integrity, you cannot make customers. You can only have somebody who buys once and then disappears. You will forever be looking for who will buy. But if you are known for integrity, if you are known for that which is positive, one who came yesterday will trace you and come today.
Back a second time.
Okay? And that is the reward in business.
Okay, so-
And I was looking at that human being being rewarded by
Yes.
a check
That's it.
unto himself to be able to do other things. So I was just looking at some of this and I was saying, well, his story, I said, confusing. But you needed to put every single one of them together and begin to see that somebody is telling you that there are characteristics that you must bring into a business, particularly when you are starting from nothing, to be able to grow to something. That's maybe what I see about the little bit of...
Thank you, sir. Please, can you give it to him? Yeah. Thank you, sir. But you have said it a lot more about how the economy have affected you. I don't want to go into that direction again. But one would just honestly ask, do you think you are where you want to be, where you envision this business to be? Do you think you've gotten to that point?
Definitely no. I'm very, very far away from where I should have been. Like I said, to run a business for 25 years is not 25 hours. It's not 25 days or months. And therefore, people who were born when you started this business, if they were ladies, they would have been married. Men will be ready to get married. And you are still there. And I was asking, so where is the office? You are like still crawling. So, I am not where I expected, where I projected I should be. But because we understand why we are where we are for now, we are looking up for a better future. That's the thing.
In another 10 years,
Well, in another 10 years, I better tell you, yes, you've introduced me as a CEO of Media Monitoring Services Nigeria. The truth is that we are in 3 countries already. We are in Nigeria, we are in Ghana, we are in Cote d'Ivoire.
put your hands together.
And what that says is that in another 10 years, or even before then, you'll be looking at a country, an organization that has a very, very serious stronghold on at least the West African sub-region in terms of data provision for brands marketing. So you find that organizations that want to come into any of these countries will necessarily make a landing on the company to be able to be on a strong footing to even start at all. That's where we are going. That's
Thank you, Mr. Uche. Welcome back to the final segment of this program with our guest, Mr. Uchenna Aligwe, the Director, the CEO of Media Monitoring Services Nigeria Limited. Please join me as we welcome him back for the conclusion of this program. Put your hands together, please. Okay. Sir, this is the last part of this interaction, and it has been very wonderful with you, very informative, very educative too. And this aspect is where we introduce our media box. We call it a BMK media game. We want it to sound like a game. Actually, the platform uses it to provide or reach to someone somewhere, to help someone bring out the smile in that very person. And by so doing, it could be in terms of mentorship, empowerment, motivation. In any way you are inspired directly, we will introduce you to our BMK Media box, because there are names of people that we have verified. We took our time to reach them. It wasn't just through phone call. We went to them, and I feel that we can bring these people out and all of that. And God has been wonderful, very faithful, touching these people. So when we introduce you to BMK Media, there are names there. You just pick one person and they tell the audience whom you pick, and we continue from there. I think join me now. Put your hands together, because anytime I'm bringing BMK Media box, I am full of hope. I am full of thanks to God, because He uses this to touch someone. Put your hands together. All right, this is our BMK Media box, as I will present it to our guest. So this is our media box. So drop it here, and you will just go ahead and open it and pick just one person, and you tell us. Yeah, just one person.
What is it?
Okay, no.
Is this part of the box?
This is a box within a box.
Okay, so I'm not picking the box.
Piece of paper.
Okay, I'll pick this.
Okay, sir. So let me return the box. No, let me return this one back. Okay, sir. Then you look at it, and okay, when you're ready, sir. You can see the name.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and tell our viewers the name of the person you pick.
The name here is Jacob Kassan.
Oh, Jacob Kassan. That's a male, I suppose. Please, thank you. Put your hands together.
My name is Jacob.
Okay, Mr. Jacob.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Jacob. Do you live here?
Yes, I live in Branco. I live here. This is where I live. This is my house. This is where I live.
Okay. Okay, this is where you live.
Yes.
And
those are my products. I produce all these things.
okay, you produce all these things?
Yes, I produce all the shopping ball, conference, and seminar, and wallet, boss. So I produce all these things.
Wow. So, but you do you do all these things? Where do you stay? Where do you do these things that you display?
I don't have shop, so I do usually go out and manage with one of my friends that has shop somewhere. So if I have to go to him and manage, produce some of this in his shop. I manage with somebody. I don't have shop and I don't have machine. So anytime I have anything, I go to that my friend's shop and do those things. Yeah, I don't have a machine to produce, a industrial machine to produce all this back. So I go to my friend that has shop, and he has a machine there. So I go there.
Okay. So that's where you stay to do.
That's where I stay to produce all these things. At least if I can have any, I don't have money to buy all those, to buy the machine. The machine I produce all this, I don't have the money to buy all those things. So that's why. So if I can see anybody who can assist me with the money to buy the industrial machine and get a shop.
What do you mean by industrial machine? How does it look like? It's a sewing machines, right?
Sewing machine, but all is used like throughout, and all his body is iron. It's not like domestic. It's industrial.
And you know how to operate it?
I know how to operate it.
Did you learn this thing?
I learn it.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So how long have you been doing this? 1 year, 2 years or so, or what?
I've been doing this in more than 10 years.
More than 10 years. Really? So you produce all these things?
Yes, I produce all this.
In this place?
Yes.
Oh my God. Let's hear from our guest. Sir, you will watch the clip. So, what is the story with Mr. Jacob from the video clip?
Well, the story is a story of starters, as usual. He has an idea. He is translating that into some production. But because he doesn't have the facility, he remains small in terms of what he can produce. And because he's small, he can't put an effort into pushing it into the market. Okay, so that's it. So I had him asking for assistance if he can get the machines that will enable him do it faster, better, and therefore be able to produce more. I'm sure that when he gets a sewing machine, he will also need some funds to be able to acquire more materials to be able to produce those things. Then he's talking about getting a shop where he can operate from, he can sell from. Okay, that's one. Maybe, if you ask me, what is more important for him now is a machine to produce.
Exactly.
He doesn't need a shop to sell.
Because those ones he produced them right from his house.
Doesn't need a shop even where to sell. He just needs one or two samples. There are very many people sitting in different markets who are selling these things, who can come in and pick them up in numbers, even come with their own designs, and he will do it for them and they will pack away. And so he doesn't run into going to canvas and sell and so on after that initial production. That's the first. But you see, whether it's by charity or by some partnership or by some investment, somebody has to be sure that providing that facility is not going to be putting some resources down the drains. There's a lot. He's shown some diligence there, if he can be doing that on his own. He's shown some resilience, because I had him saying that he's been on it for 10 years. Okay, so that's some resilience, that's some diligence. However, it will require somebody who is going to provide that to check whether, if he now ups his production, he's able to dispose of them and then get back the money. Otherwise, you provide the machine, he starts on it, because you have built a relationship. Every other month, he comes back and says, my Pekin, there's nothing to eat. Is there anything to give me? Nobody wants to get into that. Yes, anybody who gives this kind of assistance expects that you will be up and running. You understand? So those are some of the things he needs to convince anybody about. Look, this is the way it is. This is what I can do. This is my idea in terms of making money off it. And once he has that, there are maybe persons, if he's not looking for, because when he says industrial machine, you begin to get afraid that he's probably asking for the one that those ones use. But you know, these are cottage machines that he requires to be able to start. And so, if that is not much, he can always get somebody who will assist in acquiring it. One, even government establishments, some of the NGOs, and so on. Once he has a good package, it could be sold to some of them and they assist, and he gets that kind of thing. But before they assist, they want to be sure that it's not like, let us start this assistance problem and continue with assistance. You understand what I mean?
Very much.
So that's basically what that calls for.
Exactly. Like BMK Media always tell our beneficiaries, and they know that this program is an empowerment program. We are concerned about where we meet our beneficiaries at what point, and we partnership with our guests in making sure that we alleviate or move the person from where on a benchmark to another level, and that is just my concern. So you call is our tradition actually to give him a call if he is accessible to that number showing on his paper, and we can take it off from there. And so you give him a call immediately, and with your phone, so that he can link up with you anytime there are words of advice and no other thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, let me go. Sunday.
Okay, so that's okay. You started it up, and he will reach you. He has your contact, and by the time he sees the missed call, okay, we will also call him and tell him all that happened here on the program. In case he calls you, we pray that God will inspire you the more. You are someone that touched life, which is known, and find a way to hear him out. It could be words of encouragement, it could be just to ensure that he actually needs help and gets the direction, okay, where he should go and all of that. That is what this program intends to achieve at this point in time. So viewers, we want to thank you for being with us, and for those who are just watching us, we've been on for the past 1 hour, okay, interacting with Mr. Uchenna Aligwe. Okay, so if you mix this interaction, actually you need to subscribe on our YouTube channel on the red button popping up to have a full video clip of this conversation.